when it comes to tracking your calories and your nutrients, there are a bunch of different ways to do it. You can just wing it. You can do apps, for example, like I think it's called MyFitnessPal is a good one I've heard. There are also ones on your computer that you can use from like the Windows Store, whatever. There are a bunch of different options. I, however, prefer the sort of most front-end heavy to set up, basically. So it'll be hard to set up. Well, hard. Come on, fuck off. It'll take a while to set up, but once you've got it set up, it's by far the fastest for tracking everything. It's also the most versatile, I find. So, for example, stuff like MyFitnessPal, you can't make the charts that you want to. You can't make the graphs that you want to. You can't make comparisons. For example, you can't do whatever you want to the data. But with this, since you have control of every single step of it, you can. So that's basically why I advocate using Excel, or for example, is it called LibreOffice or OpenOffice or some shit? I don't fucking know. Any sort of computer spreadsheet app is perfect. So basically, what you're going to want to do is set up an index, set up an input column, and then set up an output column. Well, row, my bad, row. That's all there is to it. A, B, C, if you want to call it that. So I am going. I hope I get this right. Oh yeah. Okay. There we are. I think that's good enough. Can you see all of the lines? Oh god, the fucking Okay, so we'll start. I guess we'll start with the index because that kind of makes the most sense. And I'll actually move myself over here so that we can see everything going on this side of the screen. Yeah, we'll start with the index, then we'll do the input. Well, yeah, you'll see. So let's just go down here. And I've also picked a couple of products, and then I'll show you the third scenario. So here we have some oats. We have a can of spaghetti hoops. So this is what this is what it looks like fully set up. It's amazing. It's honestly glorious. But I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. We're only going to use 3 products. Because of the 3 different cases, but you can do it for as many. You can fucking have a row of 100 if you want. That's up to you. But obviously, I'm not going to do 100 products because that'll just waste time in the video. So here we are. The first thing you're going to want is to label the columns. So we'll start off with, well, name, I guess, but we'll just call it index. First row, I like to have calories, then protein, because those gains are fucking important. Then we can head over to, I think 5 is pretty important. I mean, I have it in a different order on my one, but that's just because of the order in which I started caring about nutrients, so it's honestly whatever. And we can actually know. Do you know what? Protein, carbs, fat, fiber. There we go. And now there are 3 cases basically. So you can have it on a unit basis, you can have it on a gram basis, and then, well, the third one is you can have it on a whichever you want, but you don't exactly technically have the product information, so I'll show you what to do there. But it's no biggie. So we'll start with it on a unit basis. Personally, I split this up into 2, so 1 unit I count as half a can. But for simplicity's sake, we'll just call 1 can a whole unit. So every product has the little writing at the... Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, we're a makeup YouTube channel now. There we go. It has the... You'll fucking find it. You're not retarded. So you basically, what you want to do is take this number and you want to divide it by 100, you can do this in your head. You just divide it by 100. It's not that hard. You just move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So, for example, if you have 100 calories in 100 grams, that's 1 calorie for 1 gram. If you have 12 grams of carbohydrates, well, that's 0.12 grams of 0.21. I'm fucking stupid. 0.12 grams of carbs per gram in the thing. Fuck. So yeah, we'll call these spag. Ooh. I'm gonna have to keep to that. So here we are. 1 unit of spaghettos though is so half. Okay, they've got it. They've got 1 unit as half a can. So perfect. I guess we'll just do that then. So spaghetto half can is 124 calories. Protein is also, this is so cringe, but most companies put protein like they don't even care about protein because I don't know, man. Some goobers at CEO level or some shit. But yeah, protein right at the bottom. Well, just above salt. Who gives a shit about that? 2.9 grams. So we'll go 2.9. Carbs are 26. Obviously, pretty high. You can track sugar if you want. I don't give a shit. I don't eat much sugar, so it doesn't even... Yeah. Fat, 0.9. Fiber is 0.2. There we go. So this is going to be for a 1 unit sort of thing. So we're going to label this one blue. Next up, we are going to... Oh god, these are amazing. I love these. They're the best ever. Right, yeah. This is going to be on a gram basis, so we're going to colour this one orange, because that's what I did on my other spreadsheet, and that's what we're doing now. Do whatever you want. Colour it how you want. I don't give a shit. Ah, fuck, I love that. Oop, it's on the mouse. I really should have thought more about this bloody setup. This is so stupid. Oh my god, I hate myself. Okay. Right, let's call it oats, because guess what? It's oats. Who knew? So here we're going to divide it by 100, because we're going to do it on a gram by gram basis. We're going to use a measuring scale to measure out the oats that we're going to eat, and then we're going to put in how many grams we're eating. It makes sense. Per 100 grams. So they'll usually have a bunch of different columns. So per 100 grams, per 40 gram serving, per 40 gram serving prepared, which means... with 275 milliliters, who gives a shit? Just take the 100 gram one. Make sure you don't mix it up, because yeah, that's embarrassing. I think I did that once, and I still haven't recovered from the shame. So here we are, 374. Actually no, I'm fucking stupid. 374 for 100, so we divide it by 100, which means 3.74. Protein is at 11, so that's 0.11. Carbs are 60, so that means 0.6. Fat is at 8, which means 0.08. It gets fucky when you're around the sort of 10, 11 range, because 10 or 11, for example, there's no 0 in front of it, but then the moment you go to 9 or 8, for example, there is a 0. So don't get caught up by that. It's a rookie error, but it can happen to anyone. And then the fiber is 9 grams, so 0.09. There we go. Now finally, let's just put this away. Finally, we've got the situation where, I don't know what it is. So, for example, if you went to your really B-Tech Bulgarian meat market or whatever, and you just bought a slab of what you think is beef, I'm kidding. If it's a product like eggs or something, or for example sirloin steak, this is what you'll want to do. God, my eyes. You'll go into your favorite search engine and you'll type in, for example, sirloin steak nutrition 100 grams. If it's a meat, and this is important, make sure you know whether it's cooked or raw. I'll recommend always do the raw one, because if you cook it for 12 hours and it's a tiny little crisp, well, guess what? It's going to have different values because there's less water, so there's more nutrients per volume. So measure your stuff raw, and you can do this easily without getting any shit on the scales by simply putting the package on top of it and then taking out the meat. Or, as I like to do it, for example, my chicken, I'll have 3 breasts in a 525 gram packet. Well, I divide 525 by 3 and I get 175. So I can just do that even if it isn't absolutely precise. I know it's around about that. So same goes for the 340 gram medallion steak thingies that I have. You know, it's 170 per medallion approximately. So just use your brain there. You don't always have to weigh stuff out. You can just look at what it says. But yeah. Oh god, I'm stupid. So here we go. Okay, yeah, MyFitnessPal. There you go. That's the name of the thing. Can be useful. So here we... Okay, there it says grill. That's... You stupid little shit. Lean, raw, perfect. So lean means no fat. So if you cook your steak and you eat all of the fat on the outside, this is not going to be the calories that you're eating. Actually, it might... No, it isn't. So here we go. Let's actually be smart about this. Oh, God. No, my cringe DMs are available for everyone to see. Let's close Discord. I should just close everything, and I have absolutely no preparation. There we go. Yeah, so we'll call it beef. We'll make it... Oh, can we do this? Boop. I'm lazy. Calories, 124... 1.24. What am I thinking? Protein is 0.239. Carbs, 0. Thank fuck. 0. Actually, no, it's 3.1, so 0.031. Fat. And then fiber, obviously 0 because it's not a plant. It is an animal. Now, here's the fun part. We're going to do... Actually, we'll do it differently. You don't have to do it in this order. You can do it however you want. I'm just going to have the input here. I'm fucking stupid, man. I'm telling you that. Spago, oats, beef. Copy that. Now we have... Excuse me. I just fucking said... Are you taking the piss? Copy, paste, paste, paste. Okay, cool. Protein, carbs. This is bullshit, and I hate it. Fat. What? Did it forget that I copied it? This is an absolute piss take. We cannot stand for this. So obviously, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of space needed. Basically, you can split it over different workbooks, but I think that's just a bit too sweaty, so don't really bother with that. Also, it's gonna be a lot harder to make cool graphs and shit like that. So I'm gonna stretch this out a little bit. There we go. Ooh, that's what she said. Right. Now we've got the input, so let's just make it all nice. We'll have the 3rd of April, and you know what that means. We'll do it for a week. Let's say we only eat this for a week. You'll understand. Luckily, we don't need to mess with the input row. That's all good as is. This is where the fun happens. So you remember this index we have. So for 1 unit of Spagos, guess what? We will take the calories. Also, sorry, but have it. Come on. Okay, so a fast... Oh, are you... There we go. Sorry, just force of habit. Right. So, for example, for the calories equals, well, how many units of thingies have we eaten times this. But when we drag this across, we want this to stay anchored. So we're going to put in $signs in front of and after the letter. Like that. So now when we drag it out, the one right at the end, it references this and it doesn't drag it all the way because it would normally do that. So luckily we can be really, really lazy and just use, you know, being like not retarded. And we can take this equation, and since it's protein, it's moved across from row B to row C. So we just put in C and it's done. Then drag, actually no, we'll drag it all out at the end. As for this one, it's D, this one E, this one F, and that's that. Now we're going to do it for oats, equals the oats input times this one, put in the $signs, and then we're going to copy it, and there we are, oats, protein, double click to go in the cell of course, change it to C, change it to D, change it to E, change it to F, then finally, and it's the same equation for whether you've got it on a per unit basis or on a per gram basis. It doesn't matter. It's the same fucking equation, which is really cool. Oh, nearly made a penis there. Huh? Beef is there. Put in our little $signs. Yeah, the dollars there for anchoring. You know this. That's how it works. Have we got this? Yeah, I hope so. Be a bit embarrassing if we didn't. Oh no. Heartbreak. There we go. Am I right? Yeah, I am. Of course I'm right. F. Right. So now we got that, we can drag these out. Obviously, don't just drag it out for a week. What I'd recommend is find a sort of period for which you can, like do a little block. I do it in 5 weeks. Honestly, that was an accident. I just kind of dragged it out and it landed on 5 weeks. So, and I stuck with it because it's a nice period to do. It's a nice period to do that with, and basically I'll have my own little goals for that period, and I'll sort of adjust what I'm doing on a weekly basis. So, but for this example, we only need it for this. Oh god, I'm actually rotted. Like, this isn't even funny. I forgot something really essential. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. Oh, this is gonna look so terrible though. Whatever. It's for the. No, actually, no, we do need to do that. Yeah. And then I as well. 1, 2, 3. Don't worry, if you move something like this, it moves everything. 1, 2, 3. So, what I mean by that is, if you do this, it adjusts the formulae. Formulas. Okay, formulas. Sorry, just had to know that because. Okay, so. Right, the input stays the same. At the bottom of this, what we'll want for all of these here is the total. Oh, I would recommend an other row if you have stuff that you like don't. If you go out and eat something like. If you go and buy a meal deal, for example, you know, you're not going to do that every single day, so you won't have it set up. So it's nice to have an other section to account for stuff that you don't account for. Also, if you go out and you drink a bunch of alcohol, just Google how many calories, like whatever it is, and just add it in. Honesty is important with this. And there have been a few times when I've had to add a couple thousand calories. Oops. Right, yeah. Stop being a dickhead. We'll want total. We'll want 70A. And that's that. Actually, I'm fucking stupid. I should have just got... I hate myself. But it's alright. Because it worked out in the end. There we go. So you're probably asking yourself, what the fuck? I did as well, but whatever. So we'll start off simple. For the total, for calories, for protein, all that, we're going to use the sum command. So the sum of, oh no, we don't want to include the date. That's cringe. Okay, sum of this. That's simple. So now when we drag this out, there we go. Can we actually do this? That would be really cool. Yeah, perfect. I'm so fucking lazy and I love it. Yeah, there we go. Just check, vibe check, there we go. Right, so what this basically does is it gives us the total of whatever we have there. Now, what a 7-day average... Oh. I'm a dipshit. So we can't have a 7-day average when we only have 7 days. So the 7-day average is going to be a 3-day average, and you're just going to have to deal with it. So we'll start... Since this is the start of a period, we can't have a 3-day average. I hate this. I want to change. I'm not going to. I'm going to resist. I'm going to resist changing it for as long as I can. We're going to have a 3-day average, only starting here really. But for these, you can just do equals. Why am I stupid? Equals that one, and then this one equals sum of boop 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 divide by 2. Now here is where the fun begins. Equals sum of, so if it was 7, you'd select the bracket. You would select 7 squares backwards. You would take the sum of that and then divide it by 7, but we're only doing 3, so we'll divide it by 3. So what this does is it takes the average of what you have been consuming for the past 7 or 3 days, and this is useful. Say for example you have you go over on one day and then you go under on the next day. It's nice to see what on average you are consuming. So then we drag this out. So now here, if we go to this one here, well, it says it's the average of these here. The way that it works is the sum is this plus this plus this, and then we divide by 3 because there's 3 days, finds an average. Very, very simple stuff. And we can copy this. Oh, this is so cool. There we go. Okay. Nah, okay. Nah. No. I'm sorry, I just can't. There we go. And essentially, this has now all been set up. Well, actually, there's one more thing that I'd like to show you, which is fucking amazing. And we'll need a... Please don't tell me it's gonna go all inverted colors and shit like that. Okay, perfect. It hasn't. I'll just put this over here because it's 4K. This is 1080p. You can't see shit. What you want to do... So say, for example... also, I kind of write my aim under there, but I mean that's not inherently necessary for the technicality of the thing, so who cares? For our calories, this is let's say we want to program a goal of 2,000, and we'll have a leeway of 200 calories each way, just to sort of... That's how it fucking... You'll get the point. Actually, no, let's not. Let's make it 500. We're going anorexic. I'm only doing this because of putting in numbers when I demonstrate how this works. So you'll go to conditional formatting, and we'll go to create a new rule. Make sure you've selected both rows. I haven't even told you how to select a row. You'll figure it out. It's click and drag. And now what we do is we go from lowest value to number, to number, to number. Pick whichever colors you want. I like having green at the bottom because that means that it's good if you're eating less calories because you're less fat. It's really great. And then red at the top. Now we mentioned we want 2,000, so we'll have 2,000 in the middle. So yellow means we're hitting our target, which is not a great color for hitting your target, but there isn't really a good tricolor like fade that works for two colors and then having green in the middle. That doesn't really work because you get weird yucky colors. So I found this works really well. Oh wait, yeah, we said 500. So 500 is the goal. Let's say 300 is beneath us. And 700, oh dear, that's a bit too high. And we click OK. So here we are. Because everything is green, it's all OK. You can do the same for protein. 500, 1800, that's 140 is like 2,000. Actually, 150 is 2,000. Divide that by 4. It's like 40. Let's just call it 40. So our goal is 40 grams of protein. We will do exactly the same thing. New rule. Change it from 2 color to 3 color. Number. Bro, this magnifier is lagging my shit out. Like, fucking Christ. For protein, however, because it's more of a goal rather than this is where we aim to go. We want to hit the goal. There's no like, oh, what if I don't hit? There's no such thing as having too little protein. That just doesn't happen. If you do that, fuck you. So we'll have our goal at 40, and then we'll say, okay, well, Alex, this has been a bad day at 30, and then honestly just kill yourself if you have that little protein at 20. But this is what scale we're using. So there we go. It's telling us 0 protein. Bro, that's not cash money. But now I'll show you how this works in action. Remember this here? Blue is per unit, orange is per gram. So say, for example, I want breakfast, so I'll have, I don't know, 2 of these. I'll put in, and we'll do it for every day. 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. How beautiful is that? And we've got it here for our fat, our carbs, and our fiber. It's all out there. Then for the oats, let's say, ooh, oh, we don't have milk. That doesn't matter. Let's just say I'm eating oats dry because I'm hard. Sip. Let's say what? Yeah, 100 should be fine. Okay, good. Okay. 50, 20, 30, 75, 100 again. Oh, that's the same. That's cringe. 8. Okay, we'll roll with it. And then 20. And then finally beef. We'll have no beef on that day. Let's say we'll have, I don't know, 200 beef on this day. Let's say 150. 20. 50. 200 beef. Big boy hours. And then 200 beef. Okay, so do you remember the conditional formatting that we had for everything? So for the calories, it was 300 is green, 500 is yellow, and then 700 and above is red. So this is so close to 700. It looks like it's a nice way of seeing how well you're hitting your goals. Just because look, like here. Look at this. Look at this. Like, what? Am I supposed to read all of those numbers and immediately know? Like, no, I'm stupid. I want to see colors. It looks nice. It looks neat. And then the same with the protein. So on this day, we hit our target. Here we hit our target. And see, here is where the 7-day average comes in handy. Actually, I want this to be like 100. There we go. So, oh yeah, it's a 3-day average, not a 7-day average. So, it's kind of awkward looking at these numbers like 16, then 56, then 22, then 33, then 23, then 54, then 58. You're thinking, oh my god, am I getting the right amount on average over the past week or 3 days or whatever? This is where the average comes in handy. You can see, yeah, 45 over the past 3 days. This is the average. You can't go, okay, 23 plus 54 plus 58 is what? Fucking, I don't give a shit. Divide by 3. Actually, no, we can do reverse engineer because we're fucking smart like that. It'll be 135. Divide by 3 is 45. You don't want to do that. You want the cool thing, the cool computer to do that for you. So that's why we have the 7-day average, or in this case, 3-day average. Next up is something really cool, which is graphs. So say for example you wanna see, okay, well, how have I been this comes in most handy once you have a weight set up. So we'll just fucking wait, who gives a shit. Actually, let's just say we're tiny. Okay, that's good enough. And then we'll have this. There we go. So now we have a 7-day. Weight is where a 3-day or 7-day average is most important because of the glycogen stores and all. I've discussed it in a different video. So, say for example, so this is where we'll use this. Say for example, also, this won't add up because it's nonsense numbers. You'll see what I mean. Say, for example, we want to see, okay, well, how well is my weight doing compared to what my calories are? Like, what's the deal here? So you'll take your fucking 3-day average. Don't take this because it'll go all over the place. You go to insert, then you'll want to go to the graphs here. And this one is alright. Okay, I should have done that better. Trust me, there's... yeah, there we go. We've got nice little points in there. So here we have the chart for the weight. Then we can go up here. And then we want to see, okay, well, how does that compare to what we have been eating? And then we'll go and insert... I have no idea how this is going to turn out. And then we do this. So... this would be very useful if I used real numbers, but I didn't. So here we can see, oh, okay, so I decreased my calories and I gained weight. Fucking nice. But you get the point. You can do stuff like that. If you want to have it on the same graph, what I'd recommend doing is logging it. So for that command, it's really simple. You do actually no, I want to have it one square across. You equals log of that. There we go. We have the log for it. A log basically it basically makes it all manageable. So if you have numbers in the thousands and numbers in the tens, they can go on the same thing. So here we have 6 like hundreds, right? Hundreds, and there we have like beneath 10, and there it's given us a nice thing. So now what we can do is do this, go back to the chart thing, and it should look like this. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very weak thing, but you can just about see that there's a bump there and there's a a dip there. Because it's basically the factor of 10 to the whatever, so 10 to the Wait, no, it's not. Am I retarded? Yeah, I'm retarded. No, it just gives it a weird number. I forgot how log works. Don't talk to me. So that's how you can do that. And you can do a bunch of different cool values for all of this stuff. So I'll actually, to give you a better idea, I'll show you what it looks like when you actually have real numbers. So, boop. Let's do this so that it all gets nice. So let's say we wanted to compare, 7-day average. We'll take the 7-day average. God, this lags so bad. I've got a break there because, like, yeah. Take this. Insert. Boop. So here we go, the 7-day average of what calories I've been putting in my gob. Well, honesty is the best policy, eh? And then the 7-day average of weight. And yeah, so, oh, you fucking cunt. Yeah, so basically I was just in such a deficit at the start that it didn't fucking matter what I was doing. I was going to lose weight. What have I fucking done? Don't do that. I want to grab this. So now we can put these right on top of each other. There we go. And then we can have a look. See, I'm not putting them on the same thing because this is in the 70s, from like 63 to 70. And this is in the 2000s. So this would literally just be a straight line right at the bottom of the graph. That's why I have at the bottom here somewhere, yeah, the log going all the way across. So I've done this before, but yeah, essentially this is the big telling thing. Okay, cool. If you make your calories go up to about 3,000 for the 7-day average, you will gain weight. A lot of it was glycogen, but yeah. This is what it's useful for. You can look at these little things and you can see, what is my weight doing, and you can interpret all of this shit however you want. Another thing you can do, that we'll do on this one, is say you wanna know, okay, well, for a specific day, what were my macros? Or say for a week. This is where the 7-day average thing comes in. So let's pick the last week, for example. We'll take our protein, hold control. We'll pick our fat, and then we'll pick our carbohydrates, and then we will insert. All of the cool shit is here. You just go to the pie shape, boop, and there we have 1, 2, and 3. So the first one is what color? Blue. So blue is protein. So for the past week, half my diet has been protein, about that much has been fat, and about this much has been carbs. Seems about right. Oh, it gives us a percentage. 14%. Oh dear. That's half the recommended amount. But there you go. You can make cool charts like this. You can do it over however many days you want or whatever. Just find a thing, equals sum of, and then you'll select 1 to like, I don't know, that. And then you'll divide it by however many days you selected. And then you can find out, what has my eating habit been for the past how many days? This is why I prefer Excel to stuff like my fitness fuck buddy or whatever it's called. Also to keep, because I've got so many food, because I eat lots of food, guys. It's a shocker, I know. I've color coded stuff so that if I'm, putting stuff in here, I can know, okay, well, this is egg white, this is egg, this is peas, this is chicken, this is tuna, no, this is turkey bacon. So above turkey bacon, there's protein bars. Above that, there's beef. So I know where everything is relative to where it is. So that's why I have nice little colored bars there, because my brain works like that. You can do it however, you can decorate it however you want, make it pretty. I don't care. But this should be the essentials for setting up a working thing. I dread how long this has been recording. 40 fucking minutes. Good God. Okay, well, Jesus Christ. I hope this helped.